Nisi, would you consider yourself an influencer?
Yes, I most definitely would. I've been a part of the entertainment industry from media to music for the past 10 years. And over that period of time, I've successfully created a nice little brand. So definitely, I'll consider myself to be an influencer in that industry.
So when did this all start?
The story of Nisi began when I first saw Spice Girls performing Wannabe, right? So that's what got me involved in music because I am a singer-songwriter. But media, that was something that snuck up on me. When I was introduced to like TV hosting and stuff like that, you're gonna pay me to speak? Sign me up. So I was always like a strong writer in school. So the journalism just fell into the radio, and now we're doing radio with live videos.
Can you tell us what your first job was?
So my first job would have been TV hosting. I did an internship with Gael, the Caribbean, and I also started with a platform, an online media platform called KVTV, Kelly Village TV, and that has just blossomed into me now being one of the regional entertainment bloggers for a website called Caribbean Entertainment Hub that focuses more on the blogging and writing. But we're also moving into the area of doing like our own live interviews. So everything that's becoming full circle back with the television dynamic.
When it comes to social media, you have a little over 10,000 followers on Instagram. Where did that start?
My Instagram started building when I would have gotten into media, because when I go to events and I cover events and put this circulating, people will tag and share pictures and stuff like that. So it took on its own generic build from there. But I made the decision to intentionally go hard on Instagram because out of all the platforms, I realized that the growth was happening easier with Instagram. Certain influencers decide start to grow, the interaction drops, and that interaction is very crucial. Even following back persons who follow you, because when it now started, I was about 3,000 followers, and in less than about 9 months, it went into 10.
Right now you're looking at close to 5,000 that you follow, but you now have double that in people following you. So was that part of the strategy?
Yes, I decided that I wanted to follow back persons. And yes, there is this social media cloud that you have to have more people following you than you're following. So I was mindful of that. But the engagement dynamic was very critical for me, because I noticed sometimes like people take things personally when they follow you and you don't follow back. I won't follow everybody back, but like if you're doing stuff up my alley, and at the same time, because I'm involved in entertainment and media, like I want to be in the know and know what's going on a day-to-day. So sometimes even me scrolling my timeline based on other person's posts gives me content to apply to other platforms. So it works for me. And these are the persons that are going to like your post, share your content, comment, and keep your engagement numbers up. So it works, full circle.
I love that comment you made about the importance of following back when you have 10K followers. And I think brands could learn a lot from that, because it's really simple. I remember Beyonce followed somebody, and it entire news rotation was like, oh my gosh, Beyonce's following somebody. Who is this person?
I love Beyonce, but I think Beyonce started the dynamic between who's following and who you're following, because she today follows no one. So persons started to unfollow people just to keep their numbers down and see how close they could get it to zero. But you are not Beyonce. You need interaction. So you need to follow back.
When it comes to your audience, because we're talking about, this whole follow for follow scenario, right? Let's break down your audience, because we've been focusing a lot on Instagram. Let's start with that. Who makes up the majority of that platform?
You don't want to have 10K followers of persons in all different markets that when you post something, it's unrelated to them. They aren't concerned with seeing it, because eventually they're going to stop coming to your page, and that's going to affect your algorithm. So you want to maintain your audience, but also within the market that this is where you're working with, this is where you're influencing. And they could range from 15 years old up until I have some people will be messaging me, and some of them are like 40, 45. You'll be surprised. But the niche for me, I would say would range from like about 18 to 30, 35. And more females because of the modeling and music and stuff like that. I have a lot of female fan base. And then, well, it would have the guys because guys would be guys. The majority of them are Trinidadians. I'm Trinidad and Tobago. Because I do entertainment blogging throughout the Caribbean, I have some fans in Guyana, Grenada, Jamaica, a little bit. I have a little market in New York, especially like the West Indians community that's based in places like New York. I think it have some of them like in Miami, Florida.
What other social media platforms are you on?
On TikTok, Facebook, and well, Instagram.
So I know you mentioned you focused, you had a strategy and you made sure you focus on Instagram. Because that's been more effective for you, is that your favorite platform, or do you have other platforms that you sort of like, you know what, I feel more comfortable in this space?
For business reasons, definitely Instagram, because it also lends into me being able to promote myself and monetize certain collaborations and content. But when it comes to fun, thanks to this bittersweet pandemic, I would say TikTok is growing on me heavily. TikTok makes a lot of influencers relatable, because sometimes with the Instagram, one of the traps we tend to fall into is this polished lifestyle and polished content and polished photos. But with TikTok, you don't need to be polished. You get to be a corny self. So TikTok side for me is, it doesn't overthink what you're posting or even the caption and the hashtag. You just post something, and things that you mightn't even think would go viral could go viral like that. But Instagram is a little more strategic and calculated.
And who do you think should go on TikTok? What type of brands would you suggest, or industry that you think that will do well from a regional perspective?
Any brand could tailor their product or service towards TikTok. I've seen even down to these plastic surgeons using TikTok and gaining following from their giving information about plastic surgery. So I just think that no matter what your product is, you could find a creative way to infuse that in TikTok. It's not limited, and that's the funny thing, because TikTok is striving on creativity. Nobody could tell you what's creative or not, and it's also a place for originality, because somebody will do something, it will go viral, and then everybody else is doing it after that. So I would think that any company, any business, you figure out how to translate your product and make it relatable in a funny, informative way through TikTok.
Would you say that you are, providing a service that traditional media is also doing?
As much as they try to modernize and change with time, they still have structure that we left so long ago, so because I know some of these like newspapers and stuff still have their websites, they try to translate it onto the internet in a way you don't have to get physical papers. You could subscribe and things like that. But I still feel by the time they catch on there, we're so far ahead in this direction, and it just creates a gap. Sometimes for your updates with news, you might quicker go to influencer to see what they're talking about or what they're posting than to look for newspaper to see what's happening.
Is this something you do full time? Would you say you make your money from the attention you get on social media? Where does your income come from?
It's not something I do full time as yet, fingers crossed. But definitely it has become an income stream that I appreciate. It didn't even feel like work, because it would be something that I would go on TikTok and do just because it's Tuesday or because it's Monday. I would do it for free. That project was $2,500 TT dollars.
What are some of the myths that you want to share with the audience out there?
You can't tell somebody's importance based on following. I actually know a personal millionaire who has 53 followers on Instagram. So you can't tell a person's worth by that. But definitely the interaction, because you could be with 10K today, and then somebody tomorrow could go viral and surpass you. So you want to create that community, you want to engage, you want to create a unity. You don't want to put yourself so far away from the crowd that it basically works in your disadvantage. And also just the content doesn't need to be so polished. I wish that was a lesson somebody taught me earlier on. Sometimes people just want to be able to relate, because the growth I've started to see on TikTok with me just being relatable versus the professional polished version on Instagram it's different. And sometimes people would relate to you posting something about what you're eating, just saying, you know, hey, I just eat that too. You like ramen, I like ramen, you know, versus you want to just post the pictures with the steak and the sushi and things like that. Like, make your content relatable. Don't be fake. You know, be real as you can. You don't want to create a version of you online, and when people meet you in real time, you're not living up to it. But at the same time, it doesn't take much to be friendly or sociable, because it is a social platform, so you need to socialize. Just look for me at anything Nisi Official, NEICY Official. Just type in Nisi Official in Google. All my platforms will come up.